Hi everyone, so it's Mickey.
And Gordon.
And Finch is on his shirt.
Well, he's actually at home, but photos on my shirt.
Yeah, we're just at the storage lot at the moment. And in this video, we just wanted to talk about some of the stuff we did to get our van ready for summer camping. And also, Gordon did quite an adventurous trip across the frozen lake recently, so we wanted to cover that as well. So we hope you enjoy this video.
As Mickey noted, it's now, it's actually about the middle of April, so we've de-winterized. Our usual process, nothing surprising, but it's kind of nice to go through the process because it's a signal that we're going to be getting out more. The other thing we did is we just put new tires on the van. The previous ones were about 5 years old, so it was just, they were still a reasonable tread, but wanted to make sure that they were still in good shape and that we could, if we ever did hit snow, which if you watched our last video, I was in, so we added some new tires. And then the other thing that we've been working on is just trying to find some way to take our mosquito screen and make it sort of Finch proof, if you will. So if you remember on one of our previous videos last year, we were in Jasper in one of the rustic parks in the mountains, and Finch managed to make his way out. We had the screen closed and we had sort of a MacGyver gate in the way, but he's a big cat and he figured his way to get out of it. So we're trying to find some way that we can make the screen, or find some way that we can make the door less likely that he's going to get out. I mean, we can keep it closed when the weather's cooler, but when it's warm, we like to have it open. We also like it for him to be able to look out. So if you have any ideas.
Just the bottom of the screen is the issue because he can actually slip out underneath it. It's not secure against the floor. We did have a look at some of the RVs that have sliding doors at the RV show recently, and it's the same thing. It's not very secure on the bottom. And so, yeah, we'd love to hear some ideas if you've had any issues with your bug screens in terms of keeping your pet in. And if you've come up with any solutions, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, please let us know. We'd appreciate the advice.
Yeah, Finch is a runner, so and he's a big, strong cat, so he can push through a lot of things.
Yeah, so if you have any ideas, that'd be great. Thank you. And then actually, while we were here, it was funny. The people who store, they have an RV stored across from us. It's a 40-foot Class A, and they had just started up their Class A to run it for a little while when we started to film the first part of this video. So we actually had to close everything up, or we're going to go somewhere else. And anyway, they stopped, and so we just went out to chat to them for a few minutes, and it's for sale. So we couldn't resist taking a look, and it's just beautiful. I mean, 40 feet. It's an older RV. It's 2003, but it has about 53,000 miles on a diesel motor, so it's barely broken in. And they've done a really nice job. It's in terms of keeping its maintenance up. It's got brand new tires, and they just did a lot of interior work to update it. And it has 2 slides, and even with the slides closed, there's lots of room. I mean, it's like a small apartment. Yeah,
so if you're someone who's looking for a nice used Class A, 40 foot.
Yeah, 40 feet.
Yeah, just
53,000
miles. Send us an email, and then we can connect you with them.
Yeah, we'd be happy to do so. We don't get any commission.
Yeah.
So the other thing we just wanted to share with you on this video was just a trip, as Mickey had mentioned, that I did a couple of days ago. I think it was April 12th. And although it's spring here, cool at night still, but it's spring here on the coast, it's still winter in the mountains. And so I scooted up to Garibaldi Lake. And if you've watched any of our videos before, you know it's one of our favorite places to go. But last year I was there about this time, and I got just to the lake, and then my snowshoe broke, and I had to turn around, and I just don't like that when it happens, so I had to go back. So I went back this year and went up across the lake, which is, the lake itself crossing is about 5 kilometers. Visited a hut on the other side, got some wonderful photos and video of that area, and then came back. Long day, about 28 kilometers, and I was tired. It's a decent trip, but it was a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoy the video. Good boy. You don't want me to go? No dogs on this trail. I don't know, maybe I could have brought Finch though. The barrier, just so beautiful. I was actually up on that little rock up there a couple of years ago on my birthday. Not a pleasant hike. So beautiful here though with the snow. Okay, I started down here, as the sign says I'm here, and I hope to get over here. Beautiful weather. Temperature last night was supposed to be about -10 up here, or tonight, but right now I think it's just slightly below freezing. So I'm actually overheating a little because the first 6K of the trail is where you gain most of the elevation. You gain about roughly 3,000 feet. So it's a moderate but relatively steep grade. Got about 3K to the campground, but I'm not going to get that far because I'm going to cut across the lake. Okay, if you've watched any of our videos when we've come up here before, you know that where we're at right now, or where I'm at right now, is actually probably my favorite spot, because when you come around that corner behind me, this is the view that you get. Gorgeous. Temperatures maybe just slightly above freezing here right now. I can see a little bit of water droplets on the trees. The highest elevation I'll be, I think it's about 1,469 meters. That's what my GPS showed me anyway. Alright, I'm heading that way. First hut's just over there. And then there's 2 or 3 in over here. That's Mount Price. That's the Sphinx, and I can't remember what the other mountain is. We'll put it in. Oh, there's Castle Towers. It's quite windy actually. A little cool because of the wind. I'm heading straight over there. So right now I'm roughly in the middle of the lake. Got a little ways to go. Up there's Panorama Ridge. And maybe we can find a picture from the trip I did up there in September, looking back here, so you can kind of see what the lake looked like when it wasn't frozen. And that's where I've come from. If you're really good, you can see the hut with about several feet of snow on the roof. If I get some time on the way back, I'll take a quick picture of it. Had a little bit of a lunch break here. I'm going to try and get to the end of the lake and turn around. And yes, peanut butter sandwiches. And some coconut sugar chocolate for that big boost of energy to get me to the end of the lake and hopefully back. Getting close. Just ahead of me is actually a creek. Well, that's a creek when it's not frozen and covered in several feet of snow. Beautiful. Very warm too. Wind's died down, at least for now. Hut's just up over there. And if I'm lucky, the Starbucks is still open. I'm slipping. My snowshoes are filling with snow. They're balling up because the snow is getting so wet. Could get water from there, or probably just over here. There's the water source. You can see the creek is open and just running. Goes all the way back there. There's a couple little lakes back there which I paddled. Lots of skiers have been here. Here we are, the Burton Hut, also called at times the Sphinx Hut. Someone has been kind enough to shovel the entrance open. And that's the Sphinx Glacier over that way. And over that way, follow that trail, you'd see an outhouse with probably 6 or 7 feet of snow on it. Maybe not that much, some of it will come off, just like here. Alright, I'm going to stop and rest in here for a few minutes. UBC Varsity Outdoor Club. If you intend to use it, you should register online at their website. And I believe there's a small fee, like $5 or something. But you also actually have to pay a backcountry fee to BC Parks to be back here, so just be aware. Yeah, $5 per person per night, and it doesn't exempt you from paying the BC Parks overnight fee, so you have to go online and get a BC Parks Wilderness Pass for this area, and then UBC Varsity Outdoor Club, and give them the $5 because it's certainly worth it to have this hut here for many people. A stove, which usually doesn't work, and you can see some sleeping bags. There's some people staying here. I think it's supposed to hold 10. There's the first lower layer, and then there's a second layer up top over there. Alright, I'm just going to stay for a few minutes. So I hope this part comes out. I'm just filming it on my phone. I'm in the hut. It's probably a little echoey. Just taking a break. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon, and I'm tired. It was tough enough just coming up the trail. It's like maybe 9K to the lake, but then just the slog across the lake. It's probably about 5 kilometers, I'm guessing. So that would make this trip return around 28K with roughly 3,000 feet of elevation gain or 1,000 meters. So it's a moderately hard day if you haven't been doing a lot of hikes lately, which we haven't. We've been doing like fitness hikes, so an hour or 2 hours. But it's so pleasant. Mentally, I found it really challenging, though, crossing the lake. Like, it's just this endless straight line, and it seems to take forever till you're like in the middle. And even then, like once you've crossed the middle and you're coming this way, it's not so bad. But it's just mentally tiring. Now, I've been here twice to the hut, stayed once. I've paddled here twice, and this is the second time I've snowshoed here. And Mickey's been here once. We haven't stayed, but we snowshoed one time, probably 20 years ago. One of my favorite trips. Anyway, I'm going to stay here for a few minutes, recover, probably sit outside because it's nice and warm, and drink some fluids, have a little bit more to eat, and then start my journey back. And I forgot to mention, I actually thought I might stay here. I debated on two things. One, coming up and tenting, but it's minus 10 or so tonight. And it's borderline too cold for me to want to be out in the tent. Minus 8, I don't mind, minus 5. And then I thought of the hut, but I thought the hut might be busy. And you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 sleeping bags here right now. So there's lots of room. I think it holds 10, and you could probably put a few on the floor if you had to, but I wasn't sure. Now, of course, in the hut, it wouldn't get quite so cold because, 2/3 of the hut's covered in snow. So the temperature in here is probably not going to be too much below freezing this evening. So it wouldn't have been a bad idea. I would have probably enjoyed just playing around in the snow for the afternoon, but I'm going to head back. Clouds starting to form kind of to the, I guess that's to the west. South's over there. It's nice, there's no wind, but I might lose the sun shortly. I'll see if I can get a picture of the outhouse if everyone's curious. It's just over that ridge. don't know if you'll be able to see, but right over there, there's someone tenting. Not too far from where the snowfall is off the side of the mountain. Well worth the effort to get here. Look at the view. It's going back over to Table and then back up to Finch Glacier. Alright, it's 20 after 2. I can time myself, see how long it takes me to get across this lake. However long it takes, it's going to feel twice as long. Just long and straight and takes forever. Just hard to go in such a straight line in such a big open space. But at least it's flat. Halfway, I think. Warm in the sun. I don't know if this camera will pick it up, but it's starting to snow. And you can see the weather's changing. Look over there, you can see how some of the snow's come down that chute, a little avalanche chute. Actually, just about every one of these areas has that. It's been a bad year for avalanches. Fortunately, this trail is very straightforward. Not a lot of dangerous areas. Unless, of course, you go up some of the slopes. Alright, there's the hut. I'll zoom in on it. You can see the snow. If you're interested in getting a better idea what that hut looks like in the wintertime, we'll put a link to our video when I was here previously. I spent a bit of time there. A few people over there. I guess they're the hardy ones camping. I'm kind of wishing I was now. It's 3:40 right now. So it's probably normally somewhere between 2 and 2.5 hours to get down, longer with snow, so maybe 3, we'll see. Alright, I'm back to my view spot. Temperature's dropped, there's a tiny little bit of snow falling. You can see where the snow has melted on the trees. It's now frozen, so there's little icicles, so it's cooled down below freezing again. But pretty good day. I'm pretty happy. I've still got about 8.5K to go, and 6K of that is downhill, so should be fine. Just beautiful up here. Love it so much.
So we hope you enjoyed this video. We will be traveling in our van, don't worry. We've got a trip planned very soon at the beginning of May. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. And we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.